Hey guys, hope you're doing well today. It's Monday, June 8th, and we are getting very close to the end of the school year. I can't believe it. I'm sure you can't either. But yeah, today is June 8th. We are in our last full week of remote learning. And so this is probably going to be the last video that I do for you guys. And I want to talk about a few different things in this video. First is I hope you had a great weekend, and as I always say, I hope you enjoyed the weather. I hope you get outside at some point and enjoyed the weather and maybe did some outdoor activities. With the summer being here now, it's going to be really important that you take advantage of that and get out, get some exercise, walk around, go for hikes, go for bike rides. Maybe go for a drive if you have a convertible, or take the top down on the car. You can go out and enjoy the days without the top on the car. We don't get many of those days in New England, with so much cold weather. So hopefully you enjoyed that and had some time to be away from schoolwork and things like that. So that's the first thing. I hope you had a great weekend. As far as this week is concerned, obviously you got this video because you opened up your email, which I'm glad you did. It shows me that you're checking in with your emails on a consistent basis. And yeah, this assignment today, as we get close to the end, we're getting close to the end, and I wanted to kind of put a wrap on the school year, in particular the remote learning part of the school year. I know the last almost, I think it's 11 weeks, 12 weeks now, 3 months or so, we've been doing school in a virtual way, right? Different way than we're normally used to doing it. Doing it from Zoom meetings to videos to email assignments. We've been on phone calls with one another, and we've texted. We've done all kinds of really neat and different ways of learning and communicating and connecting with each other. And I've really enjoyed not so much the whole COVID-19 virus, but some really good things have come out of it. So with the good comes the bad, with the bad comes the good, and that's a good example of it. I mean, you guys have all really demonstrated growth in your phone skills by checking in every Friday and having a phone conversation. Some of our conversations have been 15, 20, even 25 minutes long. And I know in many of your plans, communicating effectively is one of your goals. And so, great job at communicating effectively with me on the phone. I've learned a lot about each of you in different ways, and it's just been a great experience. The Zoom meetings have been awesome on Thursdays. I think everybody's benefited from those. So there's been a lot of really positive things that have come out of the COVID, but I'm sure there's been also some negative things that have come out of the COVID as well. And for some of you, this kind of learning is probably really difficult and challenging, and makes learning a more difficult task. So as you saw in my email, I've attached a survey. And so what I really want you to do, we're going to go through it now, but you're going to have a chance to do it on your own after we're done with this video, is fill out this survey. It's 10 questions, and it's really going to get you to think about and look at what the last 3 months have been about. Now, this information is I'm seeking this information for a few reasons. One, it's going to help me to know how to be a better teacher if remote learning continues in some form in the future. This is the first time most teachers have had to do this kind of teaching, so I'm learning how to do it just like you're learning how to be students. So I want your honest feedback about the remote learning in a way that will help me to become a better teacher. The other part of this assignment is it's going to challenge you to really look at what you like, what you don't like, some of your preferences. You're going to take a look at your learning styles. So this assignment is really geared towards gathering information, but it's going to really help you express your or work on your self-advocacy skills. I want you to advocate and show me who you are through this survey. Really let this survey represent you as a person, as a student. And I want you to be honest, okay? So in a moment, we're going to go through the questions. So hopefully right now you have your worksheet either in front of you in paper form or electronically in some form, and we can go through the questions together. I'll explain the assignment, and then once we're done here with the video, you can go off and complete that assignment. I should have mentioned I've changed my venue. As you can see, it's a beautiful day today, and so I'm out on my front porch with my house behind me. So you may be hearing different noises, like the bee that's buzzing around right there, or cars that are driving by. But I thought it would be a great change of scenery rather than sitting in my house at my desk. Maybe get outside a little bit and put a little summer twist on our last video. So, so that's the situation with that. So yeah, let's talk about this survey. I'm going to pull it up here on my phone. And so the directions say remote learning survey. It says the following survey is designed to get your feedback on remote learning. Please think about your answers to the survey questions. Filling out this survey will give me information as your teacher that will assist me in making remote learning more effective in the future. This survey will also be a good practice for you in demonstrating your self-advocacy skills, your preferences, your likes, dislikes, and learning styles. So we've done a lot of things this summer, or this spring I should say, with remote learning connected to self-advocacy and self-determination. And so this is just another activity or assignment related to you working on that skill, which is so important as a young adult going into the world, the work world, the social world, the school world, to know a lot about who you are and what makes you do the things you do and like the things you like or dislike the things you like. Very important that you become in touch with yourself that way. So let's go through the questions. The first question says, my favorite remote, so the directions are circle one answer per question. Okay, so each question is going to have multiple answers to it. My wish for you, my requirement for you is that you circle the correct or the answer that you feel best meets your answers. So the first question says, my favorite remote learning activity was, and number one, or A, says watching teachers' YouTube videos. So doing something like this, the YouTube videos. Was your favorite remote learning activity completing assignments? So assignments that I've attached to different videos or emails or things like that. Was your favorite remote learning activity a Zoom meeting with classmates and staff? Those Thursday meetings that we've done, was that your favorite? Or was it the one-on-one phone conversations with me each week? So what I'd like you to do is pick the one that best fits you, A, B, C, or D. You don't have to do this right now. You can just kind of listen as we go along and then do this on your own. Your least favorite remote learning activity was, and then it's the same four choices. Was it watching teacher videos? Was it completing assignments? Was it Zoom meetings? Or was it one-on-one conversations? Which one did you like the least? Number 3 says, remote learning for me was, and I want you to fill in the blank. Remote learning for me was not too challenging at all, somewhat challenging, kind of middle of the road, or very challenging. Did you find it very challenging, very difficult, very hard? Or was it a middle of the road challenge? You know, it was tough sometimes, but maybe kind of easy some other times. Or was it easy breezy, no challenge at all? Okay, your choice. Question 4 says, I use the daily schedule I received from my teacher with a list of things to do. Things like home chores, exercise, emails, watching the news. You guys remember back in March and April, I sent you an original one in March, and then I updated it a little bit later in early April, and then maybe even sent you a third one. And each time I added some things to it. It had Monday through Sunday, and then it had a list of things on the left-hand side like chores and emails and exercise. It had preparing foods, meals, making a grocery list, doing some educational work on different websites like thatquiz.com or ONET, or searching YouTube videos for work-related interests, doing career research. Any of those kinds of activities were all bunched together as well that you could have been doing on a daily basis. So that schedule, that day-to-day schedule that I sent you, the question is, I used that schedule that I received from my teacher, and you have 4 choices. Almost never, 1 to 3 times per week, 4 to 6 times per week, or every day. And I want you to be honest on that one. Did you use that schedule almost never, 1 to 3 times, 4 to 6 times per week, or did you use it every day? Pick one of those choices. All right, number 5 says, I learned best when my teacher, A, sent me an email, then a video lesson, and then an assignment. B, invited me to a Zoom meeting where I practiced my social skills and had lessons on the relationship pyramid. Or C, sent me an email with a research project activity with an assignment to complete. Okay? Was it the email, video, and the assignment that I would send? Kind of like this right now. Was it our Zoom meetings on Thursday? Or was it an email where I asked you to do a research project and an activity that was also had an assignment to complete attached to it? Number 6, I'd prefer a Zoom class meeting, and then you have to fill in one of the 4 answers. You have to circle 1. I'd prefer a Zoom class meeting once per week like we did this past spring, so keep it the same. 2 to 3 times per week, so we add an additional 1 or 2 more sessions. 4 times per week, so like 4 out of the 5 days, or should we do it every single day? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So what's your 4? You have 4 choices there. You have to pick one of those 4 choices. Number 7, the biggest challenge with learning from home is or are what? The biggest challenge with learning from home are the many distractions that are in my house, like video games and phones. The lack of in-person staff support to help me with my assignments, so the fact that me and Janice and Elena and Sue are not there in the classroom to give you the support you need. The lack of in-person staff support for keeping me on a schedule hour by hour. So you kind of miss that coming to school hour by hour. We're going to do this, we're going to do this. We kind of map that out for you every day. Do you miss that routine, that structure, that schedule of having it every single hour? Or is the biggest challenge the difficulty of getting motivated? Just simply motivating yourself to do anything because you're at home and not in school. With this question, this is a different question than the other ones. You're able to circle more than one answer if you want. So you could have 2 or 3 answers or even 4 answers on this one, not just one. Number 8 says, I miss blank by not being in school. I miss blank by not being in school. Do you miss your friends? Do you miss the staff, which is the teachers, aides, coaches? Do you miss being able to go into the community for learning opportunities? So things like the supermarket, Target, Walmart, Home Depot, Lowe's, wherever it is that we've gone into the community for different outings, practicing community safety, walking in the community, pedestrian safety skills. Do you miss that? Or do you miss working at your job? You know, do you miss working at Speedy or outside landscaping or at the middle school? What is it? Which one of those four do you miss the most about being home and not in school? All right, and then now we're down to the last two questions. Number 9, my biggest fear about going back to school in September is getting the coronavirus, wearing a mask all day, staying 6 feet apart from everyone, needing to make sure my hands are always clean. So which one of those four things are you the most worried about? Getting the corona, wearing a mask, staying 6 feet apart, or having to wash your hands all the time so that they're clean? And then finally, number 10, in September, I would like, and you have to fill in the blank with one of these. I would like to go back to King Philip all day like it used to be. I would like to continue to participate in remote learning, so just do the remote learning like we are now, or to go into school for part of my week and learn from home for part of the week. So maybe do one day at home and one day at school, or maybe half the day at home and half the day at school, and half the day at home and half the day at school, some type of combination of online learning and in-school learning. So pick the best choice there. Okay? So that's the 10-question survey. Your assignment tonight is to fill out that survey, take a nice picture of that and send that to me so I can give you credit for it. What I'd also like you to be aware of is that tomorrow I'm going to send you another email. Since this is now the last full week of school and it's time to start wrapping up the assignments, and I got to collect all the data that I can so that I can write reports for you guys and show that you've made progress in your goals. I'm going to give you some time. I'm going to send you an email tomorrow with a list of all the assignments and the days that I sent them that you weren't able to complete. Okay, for some of you there's only a couple, for some of you there's a little bit more. And so you're going to still have one more opportunity to catch up and make up some of the assignments or all the assignments that you didn't complete. So look out for that email tomorrow. It'll be to you. It'll have all of your assignments and the dates clearly spelled out so that you know exactly what you need to do. And so that'll be Tuesday. You then will get, we will have our Zoom meeting on Thursday, our class Zoom meeting on Thursday, and then we'll do our phone check-in on Friday. And that'll be the week, this last full week. And then the only thing we're going to try to accomplish the following week, the very last week of school, is we're going to have a Zoom meeting and we're going to have one final phone check-in. Okay? So this is really, between this assignment and your makeup assignments, this is really the last assignments, so to speak, that you're going to have for the school year, because after that it's just going to be some Zoom calls and some phone calls. So I hope that all makes sense to you. I'm glad you were able to tune in to our last video of the 2019-20 school year. If you would have asked me back in September if I would have done my last video or my last class lesson, if you would have asked me that when do you think you're going to do your last lesson and how do you think it's going to look, I would probably not have guessed that I would have been sitting on my front porch in June, rocking on a chair, and teaching you this last lesson about self-advocacy through this survey. I can almost guarantee you I wouldn't have said that. And that's how much our world has changed. But as you can see in my email, this kind of world that we're living in and what we've gone through in the last 3 months has really challenged our flexibility as people. Right? We've really had to remain flexible. Right? If we stay in our lane and think only the way we think, and that we have to go to school and we have to learn in a desk and we have to be in front of in a classroom with a teacher, then we really kind of missed out on this opportunity. But class is different now, or it has been different, and it might be different in the future. And it's different in a way that I'm sitting here in front of you on a screen doing a video. You sitting in your house watching the video, doing the assignments that I send you, sitting in Zoom meetings, um, talking on the phone, all these different ways of communicating and teaching and learning has required us to be flexible. And I know flexibility is not something that we're all comfortable with. We all like to kind of stay in our lane and stay in our box, however you want to word it. But this whole COVID thing has challenged us all to kind of step out of our comfort zone and be flexible. So I want to commend all of you for taking some of you little steps, some of you medium-sized steps, and some of you real big steps into being flexible around how you go to school and how you learn. So good job with that. Again, I'm glad you joined me today, and I look forward to seeing your survey results, and I will be seeing you on Thursday. Bye, guys.